There has always been a traditional way for athletes to make it to the NBA. Most of the time they're big time high school superstars and then they go off to play D1. Usually they play for the big time program, but there's also a lot of NBA players that play for the lower level D1 program. But what's made the NCAA so prosperous over the years is the fact that you need a mandatory 1 year out of high school before you're eligible for the NBA draft. And in most cases, players need more than just 1 year of developing. So the NCAA was able to make money off these players for multiple years at a time. But just recently, we have been seeing a trend of a lot of high school players finding a way around the NCAA. With top recruits picking professional contracts over free education, I really believe that the NCAA's ratings are going to decline over the next couple of years. And eventually, NCAA basketball is not going to be popular anymore. What's good, everybody? Welcome back. Now real quick before we get started, if you're new to the channel, make sure you let me know that you're new down in the comment section, and make sure that you're following me on my social medias. I'm gonna leave all these links down in the description. Alright, now let's get into this video. Now, whether you like him or not, Lavar Ball is a marketing genius, and he has really laid the blueprint of skipping college and going pro. The JBA League has gotten a lot of kids some money in their pocket, and some kids even got the exposure that they needed to play overseas or whatnot. Now, even though the JBA League wasn't as successful as the hype around it, just by Lavar Ball creating that league really made a statement. He sparked players' brains and really got them thinking about different alternatives. And the NCAA knows this. Even the NBA knows it too, because as soon as Lavar Ball came out with the league, the NBA's G League coincidentally lowered their age requirement to 18 years old. They know that the upcoming generations are starting to drift away from college being a priority. So as usual, the people on top always find a way to capitalize on the people below them. It's a cold world. But it's just the reality that most basketball players would like to get paid doing something that they love to do, rather than getting a degree. I mean, think about it. Getting a college degree is supposed to get you a good job that pays well. But why should you have to go through all that trouble if you can get paid right out of high school? And especially if you love doing it. That's what they call a passion. And I know some people are going to say it's about the education because knowledge is power. And I understand where you're coming from, believe me, I do. I'm a college student myself, but to be completely honest with you, I haven't learned anything in the college setting that I think would be useful for me in the future, or anything that I didn't already know. College for me is really just giving me more time to find out what I really want to do in my life. So if you're 100% sure what you want to be, and college is the only route that you can take, by any means handle your business. But for the most part, these top high school basketball players have NBA dreams. And it seems like every year the topic of skipping college has grown even stronger, with top recruits like Darius Baisley, RJ Hampton, LaMelo Ball, and Anthony Simons going against the grain. It's starting to make it more acceptable. I remember back in 2012, it was this high school basketball player named Akil Carr. Most of you might know him already, but if not, go do your research. The man is a legend. But I remember during his college recruitment that he had signed to play for the Seton Hall University. But at last minute, he backed out and he decided that he was going to play overseas. And I remember that he was getting a lot of backlash from that decision. That just goes to show how people's mindset have changed over the years. And I know that people has always been aware that the NCAA was making billions of dollars off players every year. But the topic really came back up when Zion Williamson got hurt. It was the biggest game of the year and everybody was coming to see him play. And it was by far the most profitable game the NCAA had all year. But when Zion Williamson got hurt, it had people thinking, what if he had a serious injury that messed up his chances of getting to the league? Even some NBA players were speaking on the situation because they had first-hand experience that the NCAA wasn't going to give him any money, and that the next man was just going to take his place and the NCAA was still going to get to the bag, while Zion on the other hand would have been known as the best that never was. Another big problem that the NCAA faces is that there are so many scandals. You literally hear about coaches getting in trouble for paying players every year. Even recently, one of the coaches at Arizona just got locked up for doing something that all coaches do, and that's give their players money under the table, because deep down the coaches know that their players are being used. Some NBA players even confess that they received money back in their college days. Most of them probably won't speak on it, but I don't blame them. They didn't get in trouble back then, so there's no need to bring it back up. But just imagine being a young high school basketball player and you're hearing about all this drama with the NCAA. But then again, you can't just tell a young kid to just go overseas or to the G League, especially if they're not mentally built for that yet. Having to live on their own and make decisions by themselves, they're bound to make mistakes. It really puts these kids in a tough position for real. Let me know what y'all think the best decision is for these young hoopers that have the opportunity to play professional right out of high school. All I know is if it's me, you can put me anywhere in the world. I don't care. I'm taking the money. Peace.
Lights be flowing. I forgot to hook. Fucking mama, keep it going. You get the money and blow it. She hold my dick and she blow it. Bitch on the plug like a cord. We let it fat like the foot. You smoking air like the height. I took her ear to her height. I put my cousin on ice. Put on the op with no license. Put on the op with no lights. Ballin' too high, paying fans. Sleeping on me till I sang. Beef with me till they crying.